Hi everyone, Lewis here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys another short tip video for the DayZ mod in ARMA 2. And today I'm going to be covering how to use the GPS accessory. There are two different ways of using the GPS, the first of which not only requires the player to have a GPS in the inventory, but also a map. And to open up this view, all you need to do is press M on your keyboard. This brings up the normal map on the screen and also includes a movable GPS accessory. One thing to note is that due to me playing this on single player, you cannot actually see where the player is using this map, but on the normal multiplayer version of DayZ, this is not a possibility, so just ignore it in this example. But anyway, let's get on to everything which the GPS tells us. The first number is simply a number version of a compass, which shows how many degrees the player is from the north point of a compass, which is useful if you do not already have a compass. The second number shows the elevation of a player in meters, which is something unique to the GPS, and finally, there are 6 digits which represent the coordinates of where the player currently is. The first 3 numbers correspond to the numbers across the top of the screen, and the second set of numbers correspond to the numbers along the left side of the screen. This is very useful information which you can easily share with friends, and even if they only have a map, which are actually quite common in DayZ, they can actually find out roughly where you are at that time. One thing to note about this is if a player is zoomed out a certain amount on the map, you will only be able to see 2 numbers on the top and 2 numbers on the left, so you need to make sure you are fully zoomed in or quite far zoomed in to make sure you do actually get an accurate reading. The second way of using the GPS is a lot more useful if the player is moving either using their feet or in a vehicle, and can be enabled by holding down the right control on their keyboard and pressing M. This brings up a miniature version of the GPS onto the screen, which can be easily used while actually playing the game, but it does of course lack elevation and also the degrees, which are somewhat useless values, so it doesn't really matter that much, especially when on the move. Another distinct difference of this mode is that it does actually show exactly where the player is and not just the coordinates, and it also actually shows which way the player is facing, which does somewhat act as a substitute for the actual compass value of the full screen GPS. When moving slightly faster, most notably in a car, you will actually notice the GPS does scroll out a bit further, so you can actually see a lot easier where exactly you are going. Although this is extremely useful, I'd still recommend if you are part of a squad to give a friend in the vehicle your GPS rather than the driver using it, as it does allow a lot better navigation throughout the entire map instead of a small portion of the map. Of course, in the case that you do get more than one GPS, you may as well use one for the driver anyway, as that will help them a bit more for their actual own decision making instead of relying on others. Overall, the GPS is a really useful item and can not only benefit you but also your group, so it is just that whoever uses it does use it very wisely and make sure to share all of the information which they gather to the rest of their squad to use it effectively. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching. There will be a playlist in the description below which will have other DayZ tips, and if you did find the video useful or informative, then please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe and all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time.